we have just a superb session for you today about how to get into the slot on the downswing. Now, you guys didn't go through the years of teaching. You've heard, you got to be on the right swing plane, and you got to drop it in the slot on the downswing. Yeah. And that's plagued a lot of people for a long time because number one, we suck at body part positions, right? Yeah. So what we're going to show you is how amazing your anatomy is already to find that slot. Right. So, Sav, we're going to start with you today. So, okay. By the way, this is Menashe and Savannah, and they are top-notch assistants for us at Wisdom in Golf. So, here you go, Sav.
Famous grass whip.
Savannah has our Bill Melhorn, the Wild Bill Melhorn grass whip that you can see on our store page or our pro shop page at wisdomingolf.com. This is made in the same factory as the Fat Lady Swings putters.
The what? That's a name?
That is an actual thing.
The Fat Lady Swings.
The Fat Lady Swings.
Instead of Sings.
Exactly.
That's
clever. And that Nick Price has won some majors with that putter. It's a wonderful putter, and it was a hot thing in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So their factory is in Tampa, Florida. And these are milled out of the same aluminum, sharpened up real nice, and they're just gorgeous grass whips. So you'll notice if Savannah's single task is just to cut grass in both directions with her full swing. Go ahead. And all you're doing is cutting grass. There you have it. So I dare any of you to look right now as she's doing that to consider that swing off plane in any way, shape, or form. So by the simple task of cutting grass in both directions without stopping. Mm-hmm. And so many of you, we call this the Perpetual Motion Drill. And so many of you, when you first try out that drill, you make a bunch of X's and figure eights, and you're thinking, why is it that the damn thing's not coming back in the same spot every time?
Yeah.
And that is where we want to show you how your anatomy is going to fold out of the way, load up, and unfold at the right place. So let me trade that for you, Sav. Get back to your club. And let me see you hold this club upside down like a sword. And imagine, well, there you go. You're already off to the races. So imagine we got a bamboo shoot here, and you're going to slash that sword through the bamboo shoot. Stop right there. Now notice on the other side how her arm is folded and how her hand has rehinged and not let go. It is completely intact.
Yeah.
Now, what can you do with that? You're going to slash that way. All right. So please face the camera while you do that. Slash. Stop right there. Now notice how it's rehinged on the other side. Now, if you had a bamboo shoot there, you could slash that way, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Slash. Stop right there. Notice how it has rehinged and reloaded on that side. Now do it with your left hand. And you're not even left-handed, are you?
Nope.
Slash. Slash back. Slash through. Good. Now do that in slow motion for me, please. When did your hand turn over? Right. So you'll notice, lovely flies, it's a wonderful fly season this year. It has a lot more flies than usual.
Sure.
I guess it's been dry too, which I don't understand. Usually it's when it's wet. So when you have that sword, and you do that with your right hand again, I'll face the camera. Yeah, do it in that direction. So you got your bamboo shoot, come on down in slow motion. So notice how the hand is always going to lead everything. I mean, you would never do that.
No.
Right? Then next thing to get is your leg.
Yeah.
So when you're cutting through something, notice how her weight shifted. Never had to think about that. Notice how her hips are clearing. Didn't have to think about that either. Notice how the hand's out in front. This is the natural anatomical position for that radius and ulna of your lead arm. And now you're in a great position. So notice the hand leads, then the blade, and then release, There you go. And then when the blade comes through, the anatomy needs to release itself. So swing it back into your backswing. Notice how it folds out of the way. So as you're doing that back and through without stopping, notice I release into the backswing, my right arm folds, my wrist hinge. Now I'm going to go and cut the grass. Notice there's the slot.
Yeah.
I would never go like this to cut the grass,
No.
right? That's me cutting tree branches off the tree.
Yeah.
That's behind me. So you would never do that to go cut grass. You would never do that to go cut grass. So all of you who are over the top and you feel that you have this defective right shoulder and you have a defective right hand, an evil right hand that keeps, sticking the club into the ground behind the ball, consider what your focus is just before you swing. Are you cutting through grass in the direction that you want to start the ball, or are you trying to hit the ball as your target? If the ball is your target, well, this is a very natural way to go after the ball. It's like a lumberjack getting ready to split wood, versus if that's your dandelion salve, and let's say we swing along that divot which is going for the cell tower there. Go ahead and set up. Go to the top of your backswing, stop. You see a dandelion to cut there?
Yep.
Show me in slow motion how you would cut through that dandelion. Look at that. She is in the slot, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you get into the slot very naturally without having to think about it. So if you're busy, go ahead and go to the top of your backswing and stop. And if I say, okay, Sav, the slot is 45 degrees on the way down, does that make any sense to you?
No.
And the slot is when your elbow touches your hip. Does that feel like you can cut the dandelion stem from there?
Not a chance.
So for all of you trying to do that, let's say the Harvey Pinnick magic move is returning the elbow to your hip, well,
That makes no sense.
doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
So that positional stuff is not going to do you any good as far as your task is concerned.
No.
So go to the top and stop again. Now, if I had a towel or a glove and I say, okay, stick your arm back and cover this there, can you cut the dandelion stem with that?
No.
So you cannot do this with body part manipulation. Your brain, this amazing machine of yours, this gift that's been given you, is 50 trillion cells wonderful. And those 50 trillion cells have energy around them, and they're buzzing around, and they're there to be commanded by a taskmaster. So when you're focused on cutting through that dandelion, you're working at 40 million bits of information per second. The best way to sabotage that, think about a body part to place.
Yeah.
So you go, okay, I got to make sure that elbow comes here. And then all of a sudden, you've just ripped that club right off that swing plane. And now you have to come over the top in order to meet that golf ball. So have a look at our video entitled Grass Whip Training, Shawn Clement. So let me see you hit one, Sav. I'm sure everybody's dying to see you hit a couple. Amazing. Lovely draw coming back to the cell tower. Really nice contact. Let me see that club face. Haha, right in the center.
Oh, yeah.
So you see a dandelion stem to cut.
Yeah.
You have a direction to cut it.
Yeah.
All right. Gorgeous. That was ripped.
That was the one.
That must have felt like $1 million.
Yep.
So we'll throw a couple of slow motion videos in there so you can see what happens in the downswing, because you have a tendency to take a little inside and then you rise up, but then when you go to the target, kinetic chain engages, and this natural kinetic chain gets pulled right through and into the slot without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Munashe.
Thanks, Shawn.
Dude, now here's another way of showing a different sport on how to get in the slot for baseball. Now, you don't even play baseball.
No.
You grew up with cricket.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So the baseball's coming up a little bit higher,
Yeah.
and it doesn't bounce first.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no ground hits in baseball.
Yeah.
So it's basically coming in between the knees and the shoulders.
Yeah.
So show me a nice hit toward that cell phone tower about yay high.
Okay.
Show me that. All right. So we're going to put that on slow motion as well.
Right.
Now you could say, hey, this guy can play baseball. I'd like to have you on my team. You look like a baseball player.
Yeah.
That was a very, very natural swing, right?
Yeah.
Now do it in front of the camera this way.
Okay.
Beautiful. So right over the trees right there. Wasn't that cool?
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? So as soon as I gave Moo, hey, over the trees, he looked up there and you could see the whole swing reacting to that picture.
Yeah.
So do you got one of your irons with you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, grab an 8-iron. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You're all ready for me, dude.
Right. Yeah.
So let me see, and this is what we were working on before.
Yeah.
Here's a little bonus tip. Munashe, when he gets on the golf course, because it's his second year, and sometimes you get out there and you hit a couple of bad shots and you go, ooh, I got to be careful, I got to watch out.
Yeah. I get close to the ball.
And then when that happens, your rhythm's out the window and you feel like you're all stuck at address and you can't get the darn thing going.
Yeah. The
Right?
time's gone.
So this perpetual motion drill, when we're swinging back and through without stopping, number one, let me see you cut grass in both directions like Sav was doing.
Okay.
There we go. So notice after a couple of swings, Munashe is right on plane, and notice he's cutting grass exactly in the same spot in both directions. So you see the blur, and as you're taking it back, you notice how the hands come through first. So even in the backswing, from the follow through into the backswing, there's a slot. So there's actually a slot in both directions, right? So if I'm swinging towards you and I'm coming back into my backswing,
Yeah.
notice I'm on plane going back.
Yeah.
So if I'm swinging, let's say, towards you guys in the camera, notice there's a wonderful swing plane back in that direction
Yeah.
from the follow through.
Right.
So what I want you to feel now is, and we were talking about that wonderful pause last week, how to create that pause. So we're doing that back and through without stopping, and we're just letting the club fall through the cut in both directions. Let me see that. Wow. So notice a lot of people go, well, if you're letting it fall, how can it accelerate?
Yeah.
Well, you see, you have this amazing machine called a human body, and it has a built-in self-preservation system that is the kinetic chain.
Yeah.
So if I say, let the arms fall through the cut of grass, does that mean they fall and stop?
No.
That's not through a cut of grass. So the brain says, well, we got to let them fall through the grass. I need to go get the ground. I need to use the ground to get my body out of the way so I have access through the grass. So in so doing, you get a kinetic chain.
Yeah.
Notice a football quarterback when he's getting ready to take a throw,
Yeah.
and you get in there and you tackle him.
Yeah.
And just as he's throwing, you get his arm.
Yeah.
Notice the arm keeps going even though the football's getting ripped out of his hands.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
Yes, right.
So once that kinetic chain starts, it is on its way and there's no way of stopping it. It's actually a human reflex.
That's right.
So you say, let the arms fall through the grass, and that human reflex action engages.
Yeah.
Then you can't stop it. And off the ball goes. And that's why so many of our students, they go, how did the ball go that far? I didn't do anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like it just ripped out there. And you go, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So when you swing back and through without stopping, do that again. Let it fall through the cut of grass in both directions. Good. Where did you feel the snap in the backswing?
Snap in the backswing? Like as I come through?
Yeah, snap. Don't you feel it there?
Yeah, I feel right here. Yeah.
Okay, so face the camera, please, and do that.
Okay.
You're doing it absolutely phenomenal. Snap, 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 snap. Beautiful. Now, let it fall into that snap.
Okay.
You can see this guy's so strong. Fall, fall, fall. All right, so imagine now you're in that perpetual motion. Go ahead and set up to the ball. We're just going to swing parallel to that. Yeah, over basically right there to that cell phone tower.
Okay.
Moo's going to get his distance. He's got this routine. All right, so tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
So now pretend you're in your perpetual motion drill.
Yeah.
You're in your follow through and you're on your way into that backswing.
Okay.
Ooh, not too bad.
Yeah,
So it's okay to rock forward a little bit. Look,
Okay.
I'm in my follow through.
Yeah.
I'm in my backswing. I'm in my follow through. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me see you do that one more time. Do it in your practice swing. Go forward first.
Okay.
So forward first. Nope.
No.
Watch. Just do a little this. Forward first, then back. Just rock it forward a little bit. Yes. Awesome. You feel that?
Yeah, I felt that. Pretty good.
Amazing. So now come to the ball.
Okay.
Now you can't move the club forward, but you can move your body forward. Show me how the body turns forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like that.
And then you use that to heave everything into the backswing.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. That was perfect.
That was different.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, I felt like it's almost like doing the kettlebell swings that we do.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're not in a static state.
No.
And so when you're already in your follow through and you're moving into the backswing, this is what heaves everything into the backswing.
Yeah.
So there's a little heave going back, and then the kinetic chain catches the backswing and then rips it through into that finish.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Want to try one more?
Yeah.
Oh, you did that so well.
Let's see that again. That's
Wisdom in golf
sir.
in full force right here, everybody.
All right.
Fantastic. That's okay. That's okay. So you were focused a little more on the movement going back.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A little distracted. Yeah.
So you're doing that to cut through that stem. Yes. Ooh, that's really good. Now, where are your eyes? On the grass or on the ball?
On the ball there just a little bit because I was trying to
Yes.
figure out.
So I kind of distracted you a little bit, but
Yeah.
we're adding this into the mix right now, and I can already see that this is what's been missing for you on the golf course.
Yeah.
So eyes between the leading edge of the club and the ball.
Yeah.
You can see the stem to cut.
Yeah, dude.
Can you feel the weight of your arms and club ready to cut that stem?
Yeah.
All right, use that weight to deliver through the stem. All right, one more.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we're rounding the corner. This is very, very typical. Bingo, I knew that was coming. It looked too good,
Yeah.
right? That was an awesome golf shot. Beautiful draw,
Yeah.
very powerful. So you're going, okay, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it feels more defrosted.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
right.
it? Right?
Because you don't want to be static.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So practice both slots. Notice when I release toward the target, see how everything rehinges like we talked about with Sav. Now when I let it fall into the backswing, notice the hands come through first, then the club, then the heel of the club, then the toe of the club. If you do this, well, whoa, that's going to go all over the place, right? So it's not your job to deploy the wrists. So if you look at how Moo was doing it in both directions, here's in slow motion what he's doing, and you can see how everything is coming through. Hands first, then the blade, release. Then it engages, body clears, then hands, then blade, then release. Release, 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 release. Now we have a natural slot with a wonderful flow in the swing, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that was fun. I'm going to try that a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Moo's excited. We're excited. I hope you guys are too. We'll see you next week where we're going to show you, hey, is it okay to bend that lead arm, or should it stay straight in the backswing? The answers will surprise you. See you then.